Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another Walk and Talk with Laughing Place. This is Maxton, and we're hanging out with Jeremiah at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Jeremiah, you want to tell us what we're going to do today?
And secure.
Oh, I think Darth Vader did.
Yeah, we're going to say hi to Lord Vader. We're going to walk around Disney's Hollywood Studios and just take in some sights.
Beautiful.
Yeah. We're starting here at the former location of the Jedi Training Academy. Remember when this was a thing? Like, this was a really popular show pre-COVID. I can remember the sign-ups and everything, and I'm surprised that it has not come back yet.
Yeah, or that they didn't incorporate a show similar to that into Galaxy's Edge or something.
Well, this stage is sat here. They've used it for a couple of little things every now and then. Like May 4th, they'll have characters out here. But yeah, the Jedi Training Academy was one of the most popular things. I can remember that would be, rope drop would be Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, or the sign up for this. And yeah, now it's just sitting here collecting dust. I mean, almost literally. Look at the tree leaves in the corners on the steps.
Kyle wants to know if you ever tried out for the American Idol experience.
I did not, but I was with a friend who did, and they made it through the first show, and then they made it to the finals, but they did not make it past the finals.
Yeah, it's because the winner got a front of the line pass to audition for American Idol, right? Like that was the prize.
They had a golden ticket. Like it was. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was the front of the line. It wasn't straight to Hollywood. It was, the local. They didn't have to get there, 12 hours early and line up for all that.
Well, okay, it's like I get that that's like a nice prize, but it's really interesting because I auditioned for American Idol twice via contact from American Idol, and they just hand out front of the line passes to local singers, voice teachers, and whatever, and it's still a pain to do.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that was kind of the prize, that it was just you didn't have to wait in line, but you still have to wait in line. There's additional lines past the skip the line. It's like Fast Pass, but worse. So
no, and that's one of the things about all those TV shows that they make it look so easy. It's not. It takes forever. We are doing a later walk and talk, so if anybody wants to join in, please talk to us. Star Tours has a 5-minute wait, as is the norm as the day gets later here in the park. So we're going to stroll into Galaxy's Edge and see what we can see there. It is a little bit busy. It wasn't, I think, mostly because I believe all 3 of the shows are done for the day. Well, I guess there's more than 3, but Indy and Beauty and the Beast and Frozen, I believe, are done for the day, or one has their last show still.
Okay. We just showed, can you see anything of Monsters construction while you're over there?
That's what we're going to head over there and check. Last time I was here, they were taking down some of the piping around Gonzo's Royal Flush. But that is something only I could point it out, but if you're walking by, nobody would notice anything different. Oh, there is a crane up on top of the Muppet Vision 3D building. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Trying to not be in the middle of the walkway, but when in Rome.
Oh yeah, dang.
Yeah, and they've got it covered, so I'm guessing there's either a paint job coming or they're doing something with that. So there is something.
Yeah, I'm excited for the door coaster. That's gonna be so fun.
Oh yeah, that is something. I was having a discussion with somebody just about how cool of a concept that is. Like that's something that dates back forever. You know, we've always dreamed of coasters like that that pick us up and then take us someplace, and to finally have it. Plus, a really cool theme. Like, yes, they could do it for all sorts of different reasons, but between that and the Tony Stark Flight Lab that actually has the Kukla arm, you know, attached to you, not just you're already there attached.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool.
Not much has gone on. Uh, I mean, the side of the bathroom building has some work on it, or not work, destruction on it. And you can see there, they've kind of removed a big chunk of the rock work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and they have it spray painted to what they're going to remove. Yeah, and you can see up on top, there's one pipe that used to come down. I'm guessing that's what that one section is. That's where the pipe would come down. So, yeah, there's a little bit. But again, it's one of those things of would anybody else notice it?
Yeah. Also, speaking of Muppets stuff, Fred Ramirez in the chat's asking if you're gonna watch the Muppet special tonight.
I watched it this morning as soon as I woke up. That was, I was last night I wasn't able to watch the D23 Gold Theater of it. And when I got home and realized the time, I was a bit upset at myself. So this morning, 6 o'clock, woke right up and turned it right on because that is something I will support. I'll watch it multiple times. Have you watched it, Maxon?
I have not. No, we're having a little party tonight. Another Laughing Place personality, Riley. We are roommates. To those who know Riley. And we're having a few friends over to watch it.
I will tell you the final song made me cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I have the tissues ready.
Yeah, I mean, Sabrina Carpenter is amazing. They interact so well. Um, you know, oh, here's one of my favorite signs after a cold snap. Jack Frost has hit us, so that should be a shirt.
It should be a shirt.
At
It's funny,
one
the
point,
sign like in my head made a lot of sense at Animal Kingdom with the big tree on it, because like in my head I was like, oh yeah, tree of life. But I guess it's
yeah,
just the agricultural department's
yeah.
logo.
Well, that two seems a little bit busy, but not horrible.
Yeah, what's the wait time for Rise? That's always a good indicator.
Yeah. There's no outside queue for it. There's just two people kind of wandering randomly throughout it. Um, let's see. I feel like I'm swimming upstream right now. It's either. Oh, I'm guessing it's down. Yep, it's down.
Okay.
That's that's why there were the two people randomly wandering through the queue.
For a
Yeah.
second I thought there was like a character walking around there, but that person's like child seat backpack
Oh
situation.
yeah. Do you think it was Luke with Yoda in the back?
Yeah.
No, that would be over on this side and not and wrong coast.
Um,
I, I wonder if they could do that. Like have Luke, Dagobah Luke with Yoda in the backpack,
that would be so fun.
and then he runs into Mando and Grogu randomly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like obviously, I'm sure this will not be public knowledge, but like where certain characters are allowed to move through, like where those boundaries are going to be for entertainment.
Yeah.
Also, Casey Rodriguez in the chat is asking us to sing Happy Birthday. I don't think we're going to sing Happy Birthday, but we'll definitely say it. Happy birthday.
Uh, this is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey,
There
there
you
you go.
go.
Wow, that's sad that like I did that in 2 seconds. There is a wall of people over there surrounding Mando and Grogu. Mando's really tall. Wow.
Dang.
I'll walk over here a little bit.
Grogu is so cute
Yeah.
in his little bag.
Mando holding the hands of the two kids just throws it. Yeah, so as we were talking about, anybody who's been paying attention, the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in California, this section will be original trilogy, and then over by Rise of the Resistance will be sequel trilogy. But here in Florida, we are sticking with sequel trilogy timeline for as long as we know.
Yeah, I imagine if it's successful at Disneyland, that there's a likelihood it will happen for Disney World as well.
Well,
Especially if that Rise of the Rebellion rumor ever comes true. I would imagine they'd probably want to R&D that together.
yeah, the biggest problem with Walt Disney World versus Disneyland, Disneyland already has characters everywhere. Walt Disney World, we've been limited to 2 to 4 First Order stormtroopers, Kylo Ren, Chewie, Vi, and Rey as pretty much the only walk arounds we have. For Disneyland is at Luke, Luke, Ahsoka, everybody. So it'll be, I would love to see it come out here. I want to see it come out here just because I would rather walk around this area in a classic trilogy feel. But who knows? We
Yeah,
we, we have a brand new CEO coming. So
yeah, that's so exciting.
yeah.
I think the biggest thing I'm excited for this like timeline shift is honestly the area music. Like I can't wait to just hear John Williams score walking around.
See, and I love John Williams' score. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I enjoy the sounds of Batu, but I understand why they're doing it because you walk into Fantasyland, you hear the Fantasyland suite. You walk into Tomorrowland, you hear Tomorrowland music. You walk into Star Wars Land, you hear Star Wars music.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will be so honest with you. When I moved out to California back in 2015, I like right around the time that The Force Awakens came out, I had not seen a single Star Wars movie. Um which is crazy, I know. But one of my friends at the time was like, "No, you need to go see The Force Awakens." But I was like, "I need to watch the other ones first." So I watched all of them and like watched The Force Awakens, and then ended up like going to the midnight premieres of like the other Star Wars movies. But the that was during the season of the Force that lasted several years.
Yes.
And I got like the music became very ingrained, I think, for me in terms of just being like atmospheric and epic.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I thought it worked. I don't know. So when like especially with the gorgeous Galaxy's Edge theme from John Williams, the fact that you don't hear that around as much, um, I feel like is a missed opportunity. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it fits in because maybe it'll happen and I'll be like, ooh, yeah, no, Jeremiah was right.
Yeah. No, if they put the music, but they keep the sound effects, like there's amazing. When you hear the ships flying over out here because of the way the speakers are set up, it's just amazing. So if they can keep the sound effects, but have the music as in the underscore, absolutely. If it's
Yeah.
just there, there's a meme going around that is somebody walking into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in 2026, and it's just guys strolling in, and all of a sudden the Imperial March hits as loud as possible, and you just see this effect of like it's like yeah that could be it could be overpowering, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a
Uh,
fun project to watch regardless of how it turns out.
yeah, I mean this is again I already said this once. This will be the biggest problem for me in California with the timeline shift, the tie echelon, just the retconning that was Darth Vader's and Kylo inherited it somehow. And
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
it's not something they can just go, hey, we're just going to turn this into a TIE fighter. But at the same time, they could just turn it into a TIE fighter.
Yeah, I think, I love the fact that Batu was originally, or like was an idea to like build a unique space in Star Wars. But I do think focusing on the sequel trilogy, which was only two-thirds out at the time, and people were very divided on The Last Jedi. And granted, how were they to know that when they were building it? But it seems like a bigger risk to focus in on the sequel trilogy than to focus on like the legacy characters to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of backstory of why, when, and how, and we won't know most of it, but it I can understand their we want you to create your own story, and that's
Yeah,
really what they're going for. And with the bounty hunter and everything, it's a great idea. The problem is looking at this families walking this way. How many of them understand that? And that's
yeah,
one of the problems that I've always had with the land that is focused on one thing.
yeah, yeah. Well, and again, I mean, kind of back to what we were talking about with Tropical Americas. Like obviously I love Dinosaur and I'm really sad that it's closing because it was just a stupid, corny 90s ride and we've lost most of those. Um, but Tropical Americas is like, again, like the first land in decades that we're getting a new land in decades that is just not themed to a single property.
Yes.
And there's just room to build an environment that is not purely based in Star Wars or Toy Story, where you're going next.
Yeah. No,
So it's gonna be cool.
and it gives them room to expand without having to try to fit in the story, which is one of the problems that they have. Galaxy's Edge was pretty much two attractions, and that the third attraction where you rode the
The Bantha.
thank you,
Yeah,
brain
of course.
stopped. That was always a problem because they ran out of space, money, and everything else. But anyway, enough about Star Wars Galaxy Edge. Now we're looking at a oddly placed building here in Toy Story Land. I swear they need to put a statue there of Jessie, just like the other ones where they have Jessie, because the Jessios or Jessos with the power boxes for the new popcorn and snack box and the popcorn and snack box that kind of stands out as a sore thumb from this side.
Yeah, or at least cover the like go away green building a
Yeah,
little bit more.
but hey, pepperoni rolls, those are
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I'm
and I
sorry.
would like one right now. If you could hand it through the screen, I would
Yeah,
Venmo you.
I mean it is nice that. Hold on. Oh, here's one of those things that's just going to make your heart hurt, makes my heart hurt.
Something else. So your cup is dry.
What?
I was gonna get the regular cup. Because you pay for them
What?
both separately.
What
Uh,
happened?
probably the lid flew away, so it's just put Saran wrap over it. Oh, yeah. But I do love Toy Story Land, especially right now. We're like low 70s, so it's a beautiful day. As you can tell, everybody's walking around a little bit bundled up, but most everybody's t-shirt, jeans, or shorts. Um, you know, I was here on the opening for the grand opening, and we were up in some bleachers waiting for the opening ceremony, and they were throwing cooling towels at us so we wouldn't pass out.
Yeah, that's nice of them.
Yeah, it was a rough day. And when I do walk and talks, when it is the summertime, and I'm like, yeah, it's hot. I was like, that's not just me going, okay, it's hot. No, it feels
Yeah,
like 102 with 90% humidity. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, it is insane how little shade Toy Story Land has, and I get it because it does like in the same way that Bugs Land like really shrinks you down to size. It is a really
Mhm.
fun concept, and it's fun walking around in it. But the California heat is so different than the Florida heat.
Yes. Which I wish that they would have built, like, oh, so Andy built this under a tent, like the bumper cars used to be in Bugs Land, the tuck and roll
Yes.
car. Something. I know it's not a possibility, sadly, but when Abu Dhabi opens, most of that's going to be inside.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love if they built like because something I miss from old Hollywood studios is the Honey I Shrunk the Kids playground.
Hmm.
It'd be really cool to do another like playground area. I feel like there's not a lot of those in Disney World anymore, and I feel like that'd be such a fun thing to add to Toy Story Land since it's more kid centric to begin with.
Yeah, and they absolutely could. I mean, this area right over here, sadly, is all strollers, but have something, and have the cooties as the play area. You can
Yeah,
crawl over but we have to remember one thing: lawsuits.
yeah, yeah,
You can't have something where everybody can have fun without somebody finding a way to have the wrong type of fun.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy that like how bad that has gotten over the past couple decades.
Yeah. Nope.
Just give the kids a slide. It's fun. They get hurt. That's what happens.
Thank you for having my mentality there, Max. And yeah, I grew up with the hey, you're going to slide down a slide that's going to burn your legs. You're going to drink out of a hose. You're going to be out by yourselves till the streetlights come on. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. No,
But
the metal slides, especially. So when I grew up in Minneapolis, like those get so slippery in the winter, and so you're like outside for recess in snow pants and jacket, gloves, hat. You would just zoom down that
yeah,
slide.
where in California in the summer, it'd be the exact opposite. You'd,
Yeah.
you'd
Yeah.
be in
That's
shorts and you'd be like, ah!
a.
Okay, so we're out of Toy Story Land. The two movies that they are promoting are Zootopia 2, which just hit Disney Plus, and Avatar Fire and Ash, which we don't have a release date for Disney Plus for that, do we?
I don't think so. Let me check. I'll do a little fact check.
Zootopia 2, absolutely love, saw it twice. Fire and Ash, I have not seen fully yet due to problems with my theater, but I will watch it on Disney Plus where I can pause it, go to the restroom, and maybe take it in 2 or 3 parts.
Yeah. Fair. Fair. Yeah. Again, I know we talked about this the other day, but I do want to see it in 4DX. I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah. So we are walking up the ramps. With the construction of the animation courtyard, they built a secondary ramp, so the traffic works out pretty well with the up and down. Because when they closed off the animation courtyard, that cut out one of the paths that wheelchairs and strollers could take.
Um.
So,
Also, just quick correction. So, Avatar is not on Disney Plus yet. Zootopia 2 is also not on Disney Plus yet. It is out on digital.
I thought it had dropped on Disney Plus.
So, if anybody's trying to go to Disney Plus right now,
Yeah.
you're going to be disappointed. But you can spend like $20 and download it on like Apple TV or something like that if you do really want to watch it at home now.
This is coming out of.
So the animation courtyard still under construction. Looks like the Disney Junior, whatever it's going to be called when it reopens, they patched up some of the holes they've taken down. I can hear construction going on inside.
It's so crazy the arch is gone.
I know. It's I believe our one of the people that we often refer to is BioReconstruct, who often flies over the parks and takes pictures. Did a flyover of the animation courtyard that is transforming into pretty much the Walt Disney Studios entrance, and you can start to see what it's going to look like already. But here you can see the former launch bay has some stuff going on there. You can see the crew working on, I don't know what they're actually working on, but
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't I mean, I guess it's not supposed to open until summer, but I'm just surprised they haven't painted anything yet over there.
yeah. I think looking at the center, um, you can see the old glass that used to be there, the brick glass, as I used to call it, that I believe has been covered since Launch Bay took over that area. So that's uncovered. So we'll start to see more of it exposed as the days go on. And of course, if there is any major changes, we are here to make sure that we're documenting it.
Yes. Also, Kyle Oldham commented and said that you're doing an excellent job with the camera. So,
Oh, thank you very much, Kyle. I appreciate that greatly. It is one of those things that it's hard to do one-handed, but hearing that, thank you. Oh, Hollywood Brown Derby. You said you had never eaten here, right?
yeah, I haven't. I know it's your favorite. I have to go.
Yeah, you must. Like next time you are out, we will do a luncheon there. I
Perfect.
miss. They used to. They have a back room over here. That's the Bamboo Lounge, I believe. And they used to do lunch with Imagineers.
Cool.
Yeah, I did it once because it was one of those things. It was usually like 15 to 20 people in this little room back here, and you sat there, and the Imagineer would just talk about his trade and what he could talk about. And it was one of those things like it was so cool. And then you got a plate that said lunch with Imagineers, and then it was signed by the Imagineer himself.
Cool.
Yeah, mine is somewhere. I think it's right next to my Richard Petty driving experience photo. I was very lucky in my early days here in Florida to be able to do the things that were no longer around, but very unique experiences. Sorry, Doobie. I said very unique.
Does he not like that?
No, because it's, unique is unique. So you don't have to make it very. It's already unique.
Sometimes if you have a kid.
I think I've said that a lot in articles. So,
Yeah.
sorry, Doofy, as well.
So we're walking down Sunset Boulevard. Go on, sir.
I was just gonna say that Kyle Oldham came back to just say that he's very jealous of you, because where he is, it's 30 degrees, and he wishes he was outside eating lunch. So,
I can honestly say I know exactly how that feels. Just like 4 days ago, and that was not a fun thing, especially here in Florida. Gonna let the gentleman behind me pass because I can hear their conversation. Yep. So Sunset Boulevard, the first real expansion of Disney's Hollywood Studios, as the Tower of Terror came to be in the early 90s. And then, of course, the Rock and Roller Coaster, starring Aerosmith, still at least for a few more days.
yeah, that closes March 1st, right?
I believe so, yes. And that's, at this point, the only thing that is Aerosmith on there is a couple of posters and the sound on the coaster itself, if you can hear it.
Yeah, it is sad that they didn't announce that the pre-show was closing. Because
Yeah.
again, another stupid 90s attraction that are quickly dying off. There is just I'm sure you feel this as well. There's something about like the 90s pre-shows, not Tower of Terror, because I feel like it's a timepiece, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but like Ellen's Energy Adventure, Dinosaur, Rock and Roller Coaster, that all just feel like a very specific time period of Imagineering.
Yes. Yeah. The comedy that set it up, the puns that were in there. I can
Yeah.
quote the pre-show for Ellen's Energy Adventure anytime. I love your
The Ding
hair.
Dang.
No, not yours. Yours, but yours is nice. You're late. Where have you been? Yes, the ding dang.
Are you gonna do the car part? That's my favorite.
Which
When she's like, if I just popped out of the backseat of the car and went, ah,
oh,
that would be not nice.
you smacked me right in the head. But then, how did I get there? Did you leave the car unlocked? Maybe it's your fault. Yes. Like I said,
Thank you.
yeah. See, and I could stand at this corner and just enjoy this view for hours.
Yeah, I love her. She's so beautiful.
Yeah. Especially with the kid walking by eating ice cream.
Yeah, I want some ice cream and to be by Tower of Terror. That sounds perfect.
When I was walking around earlier, I walked past the funnel cake with ice cream on it. I was like, oh, that sounds so good right now.
I still need to get a funnel cake from Country Bear Barbecue.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I was going to say Knott's Berry Farm, but the Knott's Berry Farm funnel cakes are like $20 now.
Yeah. Knott's food is very expensive. That's why when I had the pass, I had the dining plan, and I just go eat carne asada fries all the time.
Because I have a friend who works there, so I have one of the passes that sadly I can't add any of those things on. But I would buy
Gotcha.
the drink pass in a second because all I could drink boysenberry juice.
Yeah.
You would find me in the corner having boysenberry withdrawals if I did that.
See, what I like to do is do like a third Sprite and the rest boysenberry.
Yeah, it takes the kick off the boysenberry. I know how that is. But as a kid, when I would go to Knott's, they actually had boysenberry sippers that looked like boysenberries. They were plastic, had the straw. One of my favorite, like, that is a core memory. And they've never recreated it, which, there are a couple of things. Knott's Berry Farm, I hold very close because I went to Disneyland once a year for a special occasion. Knott's Berry Farm, we'd go more often because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those memories, especially of like Knott's Berry Tales attraction, and even Kingdom of the Dinosaurs, which talk about a bad attraction. But
Yeah, there's some really cool history to Knott's. Like that would be a fun thing to talk to you about because like some of those attractions are not very well documented.
no, there are a couple of. Sorry, we're doing Knott's talk here at Disney's Hollywood Studios, folks. There is, if you go on Instagram, there's a account. It's Knott's Berry Tales Berry Tales Preserved, and a lot of it is about the Knott's Berry Tales attraction, but they do talk about the history of the park. There's some great books that document the history. There's a Halloween Horror Nights book that I love. They came out with a Berry Tales book that is thicker than some of the Disney history books that showcases that. And that's one of those attractions that was done by former Imagineer Rolly Crump. So it has some great history to it, and it does tie to Disney. Also, they need to plant some trees over here because I don't think I ever noticed that you can see the Swan Reserve that clearly.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then, like, over here to the left, like, here's the sunset showcase. And then you can see there's a building right there that looks like it's one of the water buildings. And then in the distance, there's a Swan Reserve and, of course, the Swan. And let's turn around for a view that was never really supposed to be seen of the Tower of Terror.
And she's still so pretty.
Yeah, I can remember the first time I was here for a Star Wars weekend, and they had, I believe it was Darth Maul at that time. So you'd come out here, and then I would just look. And I was like, "Look at this view!" And I took so many pictures looking at this. Now it's just that's a normal view.
You really realize how tall it is because it
Yeah,
like sits on a hill, obviously, or like it appears to. Um, but when you're like on the flat Florida ground, standing right next to it, it's
yep,
so
199 feet.
yeah. Isn't Everest 199.5?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, because here in Florida, if you're 200 or above, you have to have a beacon for airlines not to, you know, fly into it. So when Tower of Terror was built, they went as close as they could without having to put a beacon on top. And same with Everest. So Everest is the tallest mountain in Florida. Of course, there are only like a couple of mountains in Florida: Big Thunder, Space, Everest.
Yeah, I wonder when the next time we'll get an attraction that big will be.
Uh, yeah, that is an excellent question because everything that seems to be coming, we have an idea, and I don't think anything in Piston Peak, part of Frontierland, will be a mountain. Villains Land, there's going to be some rock work because as somebody who lives behind the Magic Kingdom and drives that roadway, I can see all the construction right now. So they're going to build rock work on both sides to block the Haunted Mansion building and all that stuff. Sorry, folks, if we're ruining any of the magic by talking about the backstage stuff, but it will be, you'll walk in and there'll be mountains on both sides or, rock work.
It's going to be very, very interesting to see how those projects come together.
Okay. No, there was just a filing put in about the buildings and the support stuff for Piston Peak and Villains, and people are putting together their maps of what the attractions and what the land is going to look like with those. And I was like, I don't think that means what you think it means,
Yeah.
because a lot of it is the support. Villains, we don't have much of a clue about. Piston Peak, at least we know it's going to be an off-road and there's going to be something small for the kids, but I don't think we're going to get a massive show building such like Radiator Springs Racers.
Yeah. No, it's gonna because it was very clear in the concept artwork. Obviously, again, early stage concept artwork. Who knows if that's even what it's gonna look like remotely. But it was interesting seeing that roller coaster and like the big mountain behind, and I would assume that means we're gonna have at least a couple big attractions in that land, but seeing them actually come to fruition and how they incorporate them into that area of the park is gonna be fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, that's Piston Peak will be very clear. Like if we go on Tiana's, we can see over the walls. If we stay in the right place, we can see over the walls. Villains, because the placement of it, which is definitely going to be backstage area of what is current backstage area, it'll be we'll we'll have a couple of ideas like bio reconstruct flying over, but it won't be something we can look into and see the construction of.
Yeah.
And I know this was something I was thinking about the other day, um, and this was before your time when DCA was being built. By the way, 25 years this upcoming Sunday. Keep an eye on Laughing Place for coverage for all things DCA's 25th. Uh,
Yeah.
when they're doing that, they had walls, because it was the parking lot at Disneyland. They actually had walls with peak holes, so you could look in and see the construction. And then they built a structure so you could climb up and actually look down, and they had a map of what everything was going to be. So that I don't recall that ever being done before, and definitely not since. where they exposed it to the guests to see the construction.
That's really cool. I'm
Yeah.
kind of sad they don't do that more. Like I get it with maybe like projects like Pandora, right? Like there wasn't really a way to see back there, just because of the bridge on both sides. Um, but especially for like when Galaxy's Edge was happening at Disneyland,
Yeah.
even just being able to see the train rock work they were doing would have been cool.
That's something you should probably send a message over to our archivist and see if they have any photos of the peak holes and the scaffolding that the structure they built seemed pretty temporary, but you could climb up it and look into. Because I know that I don't have any of those pictures because that was in the old days of film. Well, I guess there was some digital, but not on my side.
Yeah,
But that would be a very interesting showcase for our socials.
I agree. Yeah. No, I'll have to go through and see if we have any fun archive footage, period. Because if you guys have not seen this, both on our YouTube and on our socials, specifically on TikTok, you can find the full video. We have a 45-minute tour of MGM Studios back during 1989 opening year. So if you're looking to relive the history of MGM Studios, there's definitely a good place to do it. There's a lot of really cool footage in there, a lot of video of the studio tour. It's pre-Sunset Boulevard. It's very interesting. So hopefully we'll have something to post like that as well on the actual 25th.
So this is one of those statues. It is the cameraman. It's not Walt. It's not anybody we know. But one of the things about this is they still have one of the plaques that says Disney MGM Studios on it. And Michael D. Eisner, May 1st, 1989. So this is the dedication plaque. So it's a very cool, people walk by it and pay no attention, but each of the parks has their dedication plaque. Of course, Disneyland is, Walt Disney World is near. Wow, does Magic Kingdom actually have the dedication plaque on the flag?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, my brain just exploded because here, that's the dedication plaque. Animal Kingdom, they have theirs at the front of the park. Epcot has theirs just outside the park, but I can't remember if Magic Kingdom actually has theirs by the flagpole or not.
It looks like it does. Hold on, let me.
Okay.
Um,
I'm so
it's
used to
Disneyland.
Roy and Minnie sitting there.
Yeah, also at the base of the flagpole on Main Street.
Okay, good. Here's some of the replanting that they're doing. And by replanting, they just tore out the old plants and put down some sod because we are about to go into another cold snap.
Yeah, is it gonna get as cold as it was before?
No, thankfully,
Okay.
that was probably the coldest I've ever experienced out here, and it's not supposed to get that cold again. But I know tomorrow it's supposed to be cold, which is funny because earlier in the week it said that it was going to get up to the 80s on Saturday.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
haven't looked at the weather because I, lucky enough, will be in California where it's like mid 70s, and that's perfect weather.
Well, it's 86 right now. That makes you feel
Doggy.
better. But tomorrow it's supposed to be 79, and then 69 Friday, and then it's like mid low 70s.
Yeah. Friday, I will be buying a DCA 25th anniversary hoodie along with a popcorn bucket, trying a cake shake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely
we
send
will
me a review of
have
that
that.
cake shake. I want to know.
Yes. We will have video of the cake shake and definitely of the popcorn bucket because the popcorn bucket, I can't wait to see the interaction. And they were talking about it on the morning show the other day. And they're like, oh, well, go with the show. And my joke was, this is more like My Pal popcorn bucket, like the old My Pal Mickey's. Because it interacts with certain attractions and things. So I'll be interested to see how it works.
Yeah.
I'll be more interested to see how I'm going to get it from California to Florida. But hey, that's
Fair.
a Sunday problem.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So,
speaking of, we were talking about construction of rides earlier, and as I know we're kind of rounding up back over to Star Tours, and we're talking so much about Star Wars today. Disney filed a patent for a ride system. I don't know if you saw it, but it is kind of like similar to the ride system used on Donkey Kong, except for that arm is on a hydraulic, so the ride vehicle can sit freely on another surface. And it's able to go up and down, and it looks like it'd be something really perfect for a pod racing attraction.
oh, I had not seen that. That's crazy.
I'll definitely send you that over, but it's cool to think about the future of what they could add to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah. Hopefully, it works better than Donkey Kong. I love the Donkey Kong carts, except they rattle you to pieces because
Ah,
that one arm support does not do a great job of stabilizing it.
yeah, it looks really cool. I have not been on it yet because I have not been to Epic or Universal Studios Japan. Um, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
maybe we should do an Epic stream sometime. I feel like that would be fun.
As soon as I can get in there without having to pay $150,
That
I'm
one.
all about that. But now I'm going to yell at you again because I know you still have not watched The Rocketeer.
I haven't.
Um,
Sorry.
yes, please, everybody, go watch The Rocketeer on Disney Plus. I would love like if The Rocketeer took off and then they finally went, oh well, I guess it's about time we did something with this IP from 1989, 90. Um, because this park was built around the Rocketeer. Where Pizza Rizzo is when the park opened was a Rocketeer museum. And I've only seen a couple of photos of it. And if you watch the story we put up on our Instagram, there is the footprints outside the Chinese theater, and one of them is signed the Rocketeer. And it has his feet, and it has two blast spots from the rocket pack.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's one of those like little details that everybody misses. But actually, let's walk a little bit more because I will get photos of the work over at Muppets. The SS Down the Hatch, which used to be a theme of a couple that took this ship that was a facade and turned it into a quick service. And then they dropped that theme, and now it's just Dockside Diner, where you can usually get a hot dog and various alcoholic drinks. At one point, they did have the blue milkshake, the Star Wars blue milkshake, which was one of my all-time favorite things, but my stomach was not fond of it.
Fair.
Bacon, macaroni and cheese, pretzel dog. The California BLTA dog sounds amazing. So bacon, avocado,
Hmm.
and then just the all beef quarter pounder hot dog. Want to guess how much the all beef quarter pounder hot dog is?
I'm guessing 10.99.
And it comes with house made chips. Let's see, 11.79.
Oh my God.
The bacon mac and cheese, just the bacon mac and cheese, 10.50.
Okay. Okay. That better be the best, biggest hot dog.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just going to Costco.
The Hyperion, which always confuses people because there are so many different Hyperions. And to me, when I say Hyperion, I always think of the nope, it's gone from my brain. See what happens when we do these late walk and talks? Of course, there is Gertie, the
Gertie.
ice cream of extinction.
She's the last dinosaur in the resort, huh?
Oh, sad. Well, she was the first, and she shall be the last.
Yeah.
Although I was looking at Dino Sue and all that. There has to be some way to incorporate into that area. It doesn't have to be part of the attraction, but the queue, some type of dinosaur, like the Cartanosaur's skull or something is being excavated in the queue.
Yeah.
I'm calling that right now. There will be something like that.
See, I'm kind of hoping that the creature we're looking for on the indie ride is a dinosaur.
I can remember, and I could just be delusional, but I could swear it was like something with snakes.
Okay.
And there's been very little, but I want to say one of the releases talked about some type of snake god, snake idol. But again, could just be me being crazy. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to get to go to that opening next year. You do the
Uh,
closing this year, and then next year you
Yeah.
got indie.
Well, hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah.
Backlot Express, one of the last, like this and Indiana Jones, I feel are the last two remnants of Disney MGM Studios. And even the Backlot Express, at one time in there, they had the vehicle that Bob Hoskins sat in to simulate he was in, well, not simulate, the Benny the Cab, and then they animated over it. And it was just sitting in there. And they had the photos, and I watched over the years it start to fall apart from people climbing on it. And then one day it was just gone.
That's so sad.
But
I remember that.
Yeah, it was just one of those things like, why is this here? Like, I understand the hey, this is cool, but hey, that's too cool to just be there.
Yeah.
Okay, we've now come full circle.
Yeah. Back to Naboo? Is that what this is supposed to be?
Oh, Maxon. Indoor.
Endor, okay.
Yeah, that's the Ewok village up there.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
But then you
Lightspeed
have
to Endor, I'm
Tatooine off
dumb.
to the other side. Yeah. But that wraps up today.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. There wasn't like too much going on in the parks, but I hope you enjoyed our impassioned rants and
Yeah.
the Disney parks views. Thanks Jeremiah for walking around.
Always. It was quite a bit of fun. Nothing like talking about history and some, rumors, that kind of stuff. We're all Disney nerds at heart. That's why, everybody watches us, because you always have to have some type of Disney love to spend an hour walking around a park with two nerds.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always fun. It's always fun to nerd out, and I hope you guys
Exactly.
enjoyed nerding out with us. Are we gonna have a walk and talk at Disney California Adventure this weekend?
I
Do you know?
believe there is one scheduled for Monday, actually, at Disneyland.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the plans for those. I thankfully am not part of the walk and talk out there. So I believe I saw it was Monday at Disneyland, which will also be the same day that the Super Bowl parade takes place out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But yeah, Sunday is the 25th anniversary. So I know I'll be out there on Friday getting the merchandise and again, talking about the cake shake and the popcorn bucket. And then whatever happens on Sunday, we'll have lots of coverage of. And then, I believe Mike is out there Thursday to get the annual pass pop up.
Yeah, I think you're right. To be honest with you, Fred Ramirez, who asked about that, they're not doing like a whole lot for the official 25th, which is surprising. But we'll definitely make sure we have coverage of everything.
Yes.
So keep an eye on laughingplace.com.
Yep. And on that note, we're out of here.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you again, Jeremiah.
Thank you, Maxon. Talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Bye.